order. Roll call of members. Okay. Item 2, public comment.
We don't have anybody here.
All right. We've been waiting for it. Item 3, FCCLA presentation.
Thank you guys so much for having us here tonight. We're super excited to share with you all of our experiences from National Leadership Conference this summer in Seattle. I have with me today Davin Booty, Jennifer Salinas, Kaylee Eckhart, and Zoe Stout. Hope Jordan could not be with us today. Since she has graduated, we gave her a little bit of leniency. But I hope these 4 will do a fantastic job and give you an insight into all the hard work we put in this school year and all the fun we had this summer.
Okay, so I'm Davin Booty, and I'm currently serving as the state first vice president. So I'm going to talk a little bit on the state side and how Oklahoma did, and they're going to talk about charity. So before I do that, these are, Oklahoma publishes 2 Connection magazines a year, and it just kind of wraps up. There's a report in there about nationals, and it just kind of wraps up the half a year that it talks about. Okay, so Oklahoma sent 300 members to Seattle, Washington for the 2024 NLC, and I'll talk about how we did. So we had 44 top 10 National Star Event finalists, 7 national champions. We had 2 national online challenge test champions, 2 skill demonstration event champions, and the most important, Cherokee came home with the runner-up for Families First National Program. So, and we got to accept this on stage. Also, Oklahoma got a membership award. We had 2 Oklahoma meetings that were very successful. And at the second one, that is the Star Event recognition, where all of them got recognized on stage and got their National Star Event medal.
Business meeting?
The business meeting, that's important. So normally state officers, so every year there's a business meeting to pass bylaws and, elect the new national officers. Normally state officers are not voting delegates. Last year Hope was the lead voting delegate. She had something she applied for and she got it. This year, because there was around 19 new amendments, she wanted the states, there was 4 state officers that were voting delegates, and I was the lead voting delegate for the business session. Everything went great in our favor, besides 2, which is fine, we can get those up. But for the most part, everything went in the way Oklahoma wants, thanks to other states like Texas. We kind of teamed up and got what we wanted passed.
Our new national president?
Oh yes, I guess that's important. We also came home with the new national president, Brandon Weibel from Silo. And, we watched Olivia Beckman resign her office. She was the National Vice President of Community Service last year, and then we came home with Brandon this year. So Oklahoma usually has a national officer, so we're just continuing that tradition. And then now I'm going to talk about our national program. So every year, the State Executive Council picks 1 out of the 8 national programs. To set this up, national programs there's 8 of them, and they're peer-to-peer educational programs that guide members in advocacy activities to improve the quality of life in their community. So all the different 8 talk on different subjects. There's one about traffic safety, one about families, one about our Oklahoma one, which is Power of One, which really just helps students realize that one person can make a difference in their community, and as long as they stay dedicated to a task, then they can accomplish anything. October that's coming up is National Program Month, where there's units, and every week has a unit that they can focus on. And we will be applying to, for sure 1, but hopefully multiple this year, because we had success with this one, so we kind of got our feet wet. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you guys.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Salinas. This year I was one of the very lucky 17 in the nation to be selected as an Access Scholar. It took a lot of hard work, but luckily I was selected. Something that we did, we went sightseeing a whole bunch. We got to go on stage and receive certificates. I was shown a lot of kindness from the national
FCCLA staff, and I'm very grateful.
Hi, my name is Kaylee Eckhart, and I was able to experience STAR events and National Leadership Conference for the first time this year. This was my first year in FCCLA, and I got second place at Nationals with my event. My STAR event was Career Investigation, which is an event where you focus on discovering as much as possible about a chosen career and how you relate to your chosen career. I chose the career of a librarian and was not only able to just job shadow Miss Cudmore here at the school, but also Miss Jenny at the public library. This was an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I chose this event. I was shown what being a librarian is truly about, and it was incredible. And Ms. Plunkett was a huge help, so thank you. National Leadership Conference was really an experience of a lifetime for a first-timer like me. I was shown all the amazing opportunities of how leadership and family can help improve myself. Yep. The memories I made this year in FCCLA really will stick with me forever, so I can't wait for the memories to come.
Hello, I'm Zoe Stout. I have been a counselor member for 2 years at Cherokee FCCLA, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the sightseeing we did, and I have some pictures for you guys. Seattle is a beautiful city with a lot of beautiful sights, such as the Space Needle, Parks Place Market, or Pikes Place Market, the Harbor Cruise, Chihuly Gardens, and the T-Mobile Stadium. And that's just to name a few. We did a lot of sightseeing while we were in Seattle, and my personal favorite was Chihuly Gardens. And I'm really lucky that our chapter got to experience all these beautiful places and attend NLC this year. Thank you.
Where's this one?
That's the station.
If you guys have any questions about Seattle, I'm sure they would be happy to answer them. You can ask now, you can shoot me an email, and I can have one of them shoot a video response right back to you. But we just really appreciate your support in letting us go this summer, and we hope that you will continue our support throughout the school year so we can do the same exact thing next summer for Orlando.
I have a question for Dad.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to say congratulations to the kids. Good job.
Thank you.
You should be proud.
For sure. Yeah. So you said you got some amendments passed and you had to team up with Texas. Like, what kinds of things are you changing and wanting to see?
This is very, okay, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what national staff is doing, but they're trying to push a lot of stuff on us that would take the membership's voice away. And they're trying to take the national officers off the board of directors to take, so that there's no student voice in this organization. How are we a student-led organization if there's no student voice, if you don't need a vote to pass things, if you don't have any students serving on the board of directors? So that's the main thing that they were doing. So we voted no pretty much the entire time. Now there was some housekeeping stuff that needed to be done, like the fiscal year and stuff that, that's fine. But pretty much we voted no. And Oklahoma is like, there's a lot of people. I think it's RC Advisors pretty known. So a lot of states during the business session, like before it started and stuff, they would come up and ask me, because they would ask like another state, and like, hey, what are you voting on this? And they would just point to me. So then I had to explain like why we were voting that way. Everything went really well. There was one time where Texas so I was sitting by the Texas. We had arranged seats, like it was intense. As soon as they opened those doors, we had to run, and because Texas is huge and we're huge, they have 17 and we have 12. Oh, that was another thing. This year we gained 2 voting delegates because it's based on membership. So we have 12, and then we just got 2 more this year because our membership went from 17,000 to 21,000. But I was thinking about the Texas the lead voting delegate, and we just got lost. I don't really know what happened. I think that was their plan because it was a very important one. And all of us voted wrong. And Texas and Oklahoma, that's a lot of voting delegates. 12 and 17 is a lot. The only other one that has more than us is Georgia. We're sitting third, and I'm sure we're going to pass Georgia within the next 10 years, probably. But there was 2 things, and I don't even remember what they were, that didn't go the way we wanted. But other than that, I got up and pro-conned on a big one that we were really pushing for was post-secondary. So the tech schools that have at FACTS, education, they can compete in STAR events, and we have a state officer that's a post-secondary officer. National FCCLA wants to get rid of that. So we secured it for sure for a year. I don't think they'll try to bring it back up because it passed with flying colors. Nobody even tried to con it. So, and then the other one that we were really pushing for was
Increasing membership dues without a vote?
yes, that's another one. They wanted to up the membership dues without a member. That was another thing about taking our voice away. So luckily, I think we're sitting good. And now that we have this state national president from Oklahoma, I think we're sitting pretty good. And I don't think they'll try to bring up most of that again. But I know the national director's not very happy with how things turned out. But I'm okay with that.
Just to give you guys some insight, and sorry I'm taking up so much time, Davin had to be at the convention center at 6:30 in the morning, and this business session did not end until, noon?
Yeah.
12:30 even?
Yeah.
Non-stop. They were not allowed to leave to go to the bathroom, or they would not be
There
allowed
was-
to vote.
If you left, you couldn't vote.
They
And we-
could not have their phones to communicate with anybody. It was just sitting there. You have to know your stuff. So we are very proud of him for representing our state delegation, not just Cherokee, the entire state, very, very well, but also, dang, that dedication.
And we're high school students. There's not a lot of those things. We're not like the way Parley Pro. How many high school students understand Parley Pro? How many of those voting delegates can stay up with what's going on? That's why I think she picked me. It's because I'm aware of Parley Pro. But they were trying to lose us a lot, and that's how Texas and us got confused. They were running through it so fast, trying to just get votes off, so we didn't know what was going on, and we'd vote the way they wanted. I pro-conned the purposes. They were trying to change our purposes, modernizing it. I don't get that, because if you're changing stuff from we had a name change in 1999, and we're still going through. If you talk to anyone that was, a part of it. Oh, okay. Then we're still going through an identity crisis from that. So.
It's still FHA. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's still FHA.
Anyways, that was a big point I brought up. I said, if you're going to constantly change things about the organization, then how are you going to grow?
Any other questions?
Very good. That's great. You're out there advocating for students and everybody, so good job. Now let them off the hook either. Okay, well, we appreciate you guys coming, and congratulations on all your success. Don't forget this. That's a big one. So keep up the good work, and you're going to do career investigation again?
I can't because I was
Oh, that's right. You placed that.
placed.
Oh, maybe somebody could change that. But you could be a little bit longer. Well, very good. Good job, guys. Proud of you.
So much. Guys grab your materials.
All right, moving on to number 4, consent agenda items A through H.
We'll start with our general fund encumbrances, and there are a few that I just want to make sure that we kind of go through and mention. Our new student information system, which we're getting some training on and trying to get caught up, familiar with all of that. So everybody that's had a hand in that are there's a lot of hard work anytime you make a change, especially with those types of things, so we appreciate everybody doing that. But $6,118.84, and that's the first year expense, startup cost with Sylogist, which is, that is cheaper than what we were paying previously, even as continued members using our old system. Edgenuity software is called Imagine Learning. We use that if we have alt-ed students, which right now we don't currently, but that can always change. We also use it for credit recovery, and we have students that will need that from time to time. That's what that is for $4,725. BSN Sports, high school boys basketball uniforms, and I believe we also bought girls. I just don't think they haven't come in. Is that right? Yeah, so we haven't got the invoice on those, but basketball, both boys and girls high school, got new uniforms this year. Independent Diesel, that is our yearly bus inspections, and we also use them for repairs. We had a couple different buses that needed some work, some air conditioning things on those. So that's a pretty large bill, but there's several things in that amount there for $13,433.58. And we have them all back and ready to go. Nearpod LLC, a vocabulary program that's used at the elementary. You may correct me if I'm wrong here, but we were piloting
Yes, we piloted
that last year.
Yes.
Okay, and teachers liked it. And so we're going to continue with that program. So that's $5,500 there. And then down there at the bottom, 1,761 Alfalfa County Clerk, Educational Authority auditing. That's something that's been going on for a while. That has had to be audited. I was told that this should be the last time that happens. So we're hoping it does, and that the cost associated with that goes away. But that goes back to 2011 or 12, somewhere back there with some financial things at the county, and it's been going on for a while, but it has to be audited each year, and we have to pay a part of that. But I was told this should be the last time we have to pay for that. So hopefully that's all been taken care of, and that's done now. Those are kind of the one-time costs that are bigger this month. I wanted to make sure and point out most everything else there is pretty routine for this time of year. Building fund, we did get carpet put in 2 classrooms down here on the north end. Both of those are done. It looks really nice. I really like the carpet. It's not the exact same as this, but we got something close, and it looks really good down there. So now all of our classrooms on this end now all have carpet. And then the plan is next year we have 2 rooms over at the elementary that don't have carpet in it that we would like to get carpet put in. And so the plan then will be next summer to get those taken care of over there. So that is what that $89.41 and 58 cents is. And that's really about it right now in the building fund. Child Nutrition Fund, just a couple small things there, just some kitchen utensils, and we did have to have some work done on one of the stand-up warmers. And then we made a payment came out of the sinking fund and goes into the roof on fund, and we've already made that payment for the year. So like I said, it's nice because the sinking fund was where it's supposed to be. Right. So that's good. But that was for $750,000 towards our loan payments. report. Right now, everything's in really good shape as we get ready to start the year. So, our cash balances and our funds are in good enough shape there. Get us through until, our revenue starts coming in. We did receive payment notice. I don't know if it's actually in the bank yet, but we mentioned we were going to get some money from the state for the teacher pay raise, and we got a notice, I think it was this morning, wasn't it? Yeah, this morning. So that amount was about $171,195. And so don't know if we will continue to see that each year, because the pay raises, are there, they're locked in. Could get a lot of really good information back from the state on that. If it's in the budget, it's possible. I don't know that it'll be that exact amount every year if we do. But though that was money to the schools that are off the formula, since we're off on the top half. Those expenses were all paid out last year, but at least we have it now. So that was good news. Our lunch fund, that's the only one that right now we're just going to really keep an eye on. Of course, we had to spend it down because we had too much in there. You can only carry over so much each year, and so we did the freezer overhaul project last year, and we were paying a little bit of salaries out of that. So we've got that spent down now. It's just something we got to keep an eye on, and hopefully everybody keeps up with lunch bills and things like that to help that, and we should be fine there. But so it's lower than it usually is, or has been, I should say, but there's a reason for that. Activity fund report. Here, Lane, are just getting ready. Yeah. I believe I'm just looking at the summary of accounts there. I feel like that's really close to where we are just about every year. So, that's good. We do have several fundraisers. These are mostly just annual things. So I'll kind of go through that list. Football, this will be junior high and high school. Fan pledge, we did that last year and raised several $1,000s. We would like to do that again. Our focus this year is going to be to try to get better equipment. We have a few things as far as football goes, like sleds, and ropes, some things that we would use outside, and then our weight room equipment. We need some new benches. We need some dumbbells and just a couple new bars, just some things like that that we would use in the weight room. So that's going to be kind of our focus on what the funds this year that we raised. Last year we were able to take care of quite a few equipment needs as far as helmets and shoulder pads and those types of things. The elementary, Helping Hands. You want to touch on that just a little bit?
Yeah, we wanted to do a fundraiser, just kind of a donation letter, honestly. A lot of people, when we do fundraisers, send checks to the school because we get such a little amount, so we kind of just wanted to cut out the middleman and do a donation letter. We really need to get money in our AR account to celebrate the reading going on in school. So we're kind of at zero right now for our AR account, so just to support the cheese store that we started last year for meeting your goals, things like that, and then AR parties. So.
Cheerleading will be putting on a mini cheer camp. Been that for several years. Basketball, the banner sales and discount cards. Both boys and girls are part of that, and I've done that one also for several years. Sophomores have all the t-shirt sales for all the different sports and activities so that they can raise money as they get ready to go into that junior year for prom. And then our academic team, last year they did the candy sales and they would like to do that again. So those are all of the different fundraisers. I'm sure we will have more next month as we get into it, but these will kind of get things started right as school starts, and several of these are done each year, and so we just try to get those approved at the beginning.
Any questions?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
One second.
Parker,
Yes.
Poe,
Yep.
Gibson,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Number 5, principals report. No reports.
We're getting ready to start the new school year Thursday. We had enrollment last week. Right now, our numbers in the 6 through 12 we're going to be less than the same, which is always a good thing. I know, I'm going to say at least over 20 new students, 6 through 12, that we have. We set our capacity numbers at the last one. We're already having to look at those because our classes are getting very large. Like today, we sit down and looking at, do we have enough desks and did we order enough books, and which is always a great thing that we're growing. So I'm really excited about Thursday start to see everybody show up and see what our final numbers are. But right now, for 6 through 12, they look awesome. So first day class is Thursday. Looking forward to seeing everybody here. Tech starts on next Tuesday, so that will be their first day. But Thursday, we'll have assemblies in the morning and go through the handbook and all that kind of thing. Of course, our activities are starting. I know football can start practicing on next Monday. First softball game's next Monday, and we're going to jump right into everything. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a great year. So.
The elementary's numbers are actually a little bit down right now. Right now we have 174, I think last year we were right at 190, and a lot of them have left kind of the same grades. So we've got, I think 3rd and 5th are kind of about at capacity, and the rest are doing pretty well. They're pretty low, so we may have some move in. We'll see that junior high and high school is on all this time, but we're excited for school to start. The building looks wonderful thanks to all the maintenance crew this summer. Like, it really looks fantastic. It's good to have a little reset. We did put a note out on Facebook today, just a reminder that there is no after-school program this year because we don't have the funding since the expanded learning grant is over. But we're just excited. Wednesday nights, meet the teacher, 5:30 to 6:30. So we hope to see everybody there and ready to start school.
Good. Moving on to number 6, discussion and vote on suburban driver's ed vehicles. Bids.
We give 3 responses back for the Suburban, one from Croft and Alva, one from Northcutt and Enid, and one from Carter and Okarche. Croft's bid was for everything that we had asked for. New 4-wheel drive, white, with all the safety features. And that came in at $59,987. The bid that was received from Carter Chevrolet came in at $61,161. However, that was for a 2-wheel drive, not a 4-wheel drive. And it was not white, it was gray. I think that's just what they had, so I think that's why we got that bid on that. Northcutt, everything there looked correct as far as what we asked for, 4-wheel drive, safety features, color. That bid came in at $62,895 with no, I forgot to mention that, with no specific delivery information. Carter's, this one that they quoted, they had at the time, it was there on site. And with Cross, I believe that vehicle should be available within the next 30 days. So it would be available fairly quickly. It was also the lowest bid for the Suburbans with everything that we did ask for too. As far as the driver's ed car goes, I'll mention that and we can discuss. Looking for one there. I actually found a new one. Across, it came in below $25,000, which is our threshold to try to solicit for bids. But a brand new white Chevy Malibu for $24,265, and it's there at the dealership, and so which is good. Finding what you need there in vehicles sometimes is pretty tough. Like I said, the other ones, some of them didn't match the requirements, some of them, and one was just higher. So, I mean, my suggestion would be that we accept the bid for the Suburban from Cross for $59,987. And I would also request that we approve the bid for the car for $24,265. That total with both of those would be $84,252. And we haven't, if we surplus the two-wheel drive Suburban, that would be a trade-in option, plus I think they would be willing to take the Buick that we surplused last month also. So some of that could come in, would be less than that even. We're not sure what the trade-in values would be.
And Croft, you said, was the only one that had a 4-wheel. The other two were not.
The one from Northcutt would be a four-wheel drive.
Just cost.
Yeah, it costs more, and there was no definite delivery date, so we're not sure. Just for, the one we're talking, the Suburban that we're talking about, or we will discuss, trading in, it's a 2011, it's got 192,000 miles on it. And so, I mean, it's getting up there in miles, and the newest Suburban we have is a 2015, and it's got over 100,000 miles on it already. So it's been a long time since we've invested in a vehicle. Long-term plans with this is I would like to see us look at something again next year if we're able to, and get kind of on a rotation with our vehicles, so that we don't get in a situation where we're kind of in right now, where you could justify trading in all of them, honestly. But we can't do that right now. So I think this would be the first step in going through that. And that would avoid, if we could do it, if we ever had to look at a transportation bond or something like that in the future, if we had that available, we could focus on buses, and we wouldn't have to use that money to buy school cars and Suburbans.
Seems pretty straightforward to me. We make a motion. We purchase the Suburban for $59,987 from Croft, and the car for $24,265 from Croft.
I'll second.
Pepper seconds.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
You said 84,252.
84,252 would be the total there before
Trade-ins.
trade-ins.
So we still need to go through numbers, so I got this Discussion and vote to surplus two-wheel drive Suburban.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, that 2011 with 192,000 miles on it.
I will make a motion to surplus the two-wheel drive Suburban.
Parker?
Yes.
Stowe?
Yes.
Gibson?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Number 8 would be discuss vote to approve the sedan cardiac arrest plan.
So,
Let's-
we, as part of our emergency management plan, sudden cardiac arrest emergencies are listed in there, but this year, with new laws that are coming out and regulations and requirements, we now have to have a specific emergency response plan. And so that's what we've drafted here. It's very detailed. I can go through this one number at a time if we need to, but basically this just goes through step by step. If there was any type of sudden cardiac arrest emergency during the school day or at an athletic event, activity, anytime we have people on our campuses. This would specifically, it does specifically outline the steps to be taken with the use of our RAVE emergency response app. I've listed in this so far the lead coordinators, which would be myself, Mr. Pruitt, and Mrs. Patterson as the building principals there. We would assign or have volunteers from 3 to 5 certified staff members and 1 to 3 assigned support staff members to be on the emergency response team. And you know, you're probably not going to need that many people all at once, but you never know who might be gone, who may or may not be in the building or available. We have a Safe Schools Committee. I think that the people on that committee would probably be the first place that we would look. This would be another plan that they would also review annually along with this board to make sure that we feel like everything's being addressed. Training, of course, everybody on staff has to be trained in CPR. Our coaches now have to have a CPR AED course plus first aid annually, along with sudden cardiac response training. Just because that's probably the greatest risk there would be anytime we're being active. Goes through emergency procedures with the emergency response team. A lot of this is things that we've all know. Call 911, check on the situation, call 911, start CPR. AEDs, we have 2 of those in this building, 1 at the complex. Is there 2 in your building? Or 1, I think, in the main office?
I think there's just 1.
I think there's 1 there in the main office. So that may be something that we look at too, is getting another one maybe put in the gym or somewhere that could be accessed if something was to happen out on the playground. But those are things that, like I said, Safe Schools Committee, we can take a look at. And a lot of times there's funding available out there to purchase more of those devices.
Can I ask a question on the AEDs? You said they're in the offices. Are they on the walls? Are they somewhere?
They're
Where?
in the teacher's lounge on this end and the north teacher's lounge on that end, which those doors are always unlocked, accessible in both of those areas.
But
Yeah, on the wall.
But what I'm saying, like, is if it's a public event going on at the school, then the school office
It's
is
not an office, it's in the teacher's lounge.
But,
It's
like,
not locked.
where it's not like where a bystander or something and you have your staff, it's not necessarily the normal staff. Is it where it can be seen and located by
Yeah, there's a
bystanders?
sign in the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was my
and it's outlined in here exactly where those are located. Evacuation routes, depending on the situation, but those are things that have to be addressed according to the law and the requirement. Like I said, most of these things we already have in our emergency plan. Now they want a specific plan for this. They will be practiced, and I believe that those drills will probably be reviewed just like our fire drills, tornado drills, security drills, those types of things by our accreditation officer each year too. So there will be some reporting that goes along with that as well. parent and student involvement. One thing that it asks for in that is for there to be information on how this information, this policy plan would be shared to parents. We would post this on our school website, and it would also be, we'll have flyers that will outline these things and be posted throughout the buildings. And then anytime we have activities, with people outside the community, a lot of times football games, basketball games, we try to share that with the other schools, kind of what our plans are, especially when it's track meets, when we have several, maybe 1,000 people here. We make sure to share that information ahead of time also.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the new policy for cardiac arrest emergency response plan.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yep.
Gibson? Collins?
Yes.
Discussion and vote to approve career tech courses for 2024-25.
Something we do every year as partners with the Career Tech. They're mathematics and science courses with our students, 11th and 12th graders that take those at the Career Tech. It's something we have to do as part of that agreement each year.
I make a motion to approve the 11th and 12th grade mathematics and science courses taken from the Career Tech 2024 school year.
I'll second.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Discussion vote, list of teachers for 24-25.
Again, something we usually do with the tech there. Brooke Myers listed for anatomy, physiology at the Northwest Tech Center to adjunct her in those areas, and then Mr. Pruitt and Amanda Tucker to adjunct them in the areas of art, so that our students in those classes can get those art credits. That would be in wood shop and computer.
Yeah, which is folk art, counts as an art credit, falls in, then Ms. Tucker's, I think, is the photography. So yearbook / photography, if they need an art credit, we can do that.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 3 individuals listed as adjunct teachers for 24-25.
I'll second.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Proposed executive session to discuss personnel to include the salaries and contracts for year 2024-25 school year.
Make it a motion in the executive session.
Second.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Time?
6:45.
Return to open session.
Make a motion to return to open session.
Second.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yes.
Gibson?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes. In executive session, it was discussed personnel to include salaries and contracts for the school year 24-25 pursuant to 25 ILS 370B1.
E, statement of executive session minutes. You did that, okay. So, item 12, discussion and vote to employ Macy Starks as library assistant for 2024-25.
I would recommend we hire Macy Starks as library assistant.
I'll make a motion to employ Mrs. Starks as a library assistant.
Second.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yep.
Gibson? Collins?
Yes.
Superintendent's report.
Well, as Mr. Pruitt and Ms. Patterson said, staff returned today. We had a great first day back. Was able to visit with them about a few things and get the year kind of going. They've got lots of meetings and trainings that they have to go through for the next couple days, plus get the rooms and all those things ready. Our summer projects that have been completed or are just almost complete. Of course, I mentioned earlier the carpet in the classrooms on the north end. Our elementary drop-off lane has been resurfaced, and we really appreciate the work that Alfalfa County and the City of Cherokee did to help get that done. It really needed that, and we really appreciate them stepping up and doing that work and meeting a need there for us. As soon as we get a chance, we'll get the crosswalks painted and finished up there. There was a little bit of the painting that was already done, but we'll get that done also. The intercom systems are just about ready to go. We tested them out a little bit today. They sounded great. A lot more options, and you can hear it where you need to hear it. So that's the most important thing there. So that will be a big improvement. We have ordered new mulch to put over at the elementary around the playground equipment. That's something that we desperately needed to do that. And so just as soon as that can be shipped out of the mill, it was held up there, so we'll get that put in. And so we've got that going. I want to thank our summer work crews, just doing a great job keeping up, getting all the things done so that we can get back in clean classrooms. The hallways look good, outside looks great. I told the staff this morning, I was in Enid a couple of weeks ago, had a Cherokee shirt on, and where I was at, the guy, of course, says, "Oh, you from Cherokee?" And yes, he didn't know who I was or that I worked for the school, but he just said, "Man, you guys have one of the nicest looking sports complex, but your whole school over there is really nice." And he was very complimentary of the way things looked at the school, and then went on to say, that he just really liked our community and liked coming up here when he had to come up here for business. And so those things are really nice to hear, and we get to hear them quite a bit. So that can't be done without a lot of hard work. And then you mentioned, we have several new students, and so we're growing, and that's a good thing. And we will make adjustments as we need to make adjustments along with that growth. But like I said, we're, I think, ready and excited to get another school year going. Summer just flew by. There you go. You can hear it. Just, I guess, a little test. So, and that maybe means that class is over. So I guess I better wrap it up. So that is all I have.
Any new business?
There's no new business.
Make the motion to adjourn.
Parker?
Yes.
Poe?
Yep.
Gibson? Yes. Collins?
Yes.
Before you guys run off, can we make sure everything is signed?
Yeah.